Hi everyone, this is Big Benedict, a dame, a drunk, and a dork. In this section, do the shoot dodge with the Uzi, which you're given here by default. Take these guys out when you land. Do the bullet time to slow down their advances. The dame in the title is actually the secretary whom Max glances at in the very beginning of the video in the cutscene, and it's a portent of her doom. And obviously the drunk is the person we're staring at right now who just did that blind fire, and the dork is the guy who is leading Max to the server room so he can fix the problem of the security. And it's an escort mission, but you don't have to protect the guy. There is one little problem about that, but I'll discuss it. And it's not really a problem, it's just that you could do something that'll get that guy killed. But it's actually harder to do that than not. So we're going to take this guy out, and then we have one more guy remaining. I'm going to stay in the ground and try to get some bullet time accrued, and then take this guy out. I did a little editing while I went around the room, grabbed all the loot. There is a painkiller in this room right here, so grab that. And it's really annoying how the dork, the quote-unquote dork, keeps telling you to hurry up, but you don't have to hurry up. It's not going to fail your mission. Anyway, right here, go for cover or do the shoot dodge like I did, and take these guys out. I don't believe they'll go after the escort, the dork. Don't worry about that. But I'm really loving the shotgun. It's a really good gun, especially in these close quarters fights here. So I don't want to brag, but I breezed through this level, but it was a nightmare for me on hard mode. It really was. So there's the last slain enemy right there. And then we're going to be going into another section. I think there are no painkillers in this room, although I could be wrong about that, but there's definitely a lot of items. Yeah, there's a painkiller right by the kitchen sink. No, the sink, rather, the office sink. So we're going to the server room because security has been breached, and this guy thinks he can fix it. So this fight up here is broken by a checkpoint. So in about 2 or 3 seconds you are going to get alerted because there's a guy to the left who's going to see you. But I like to take a couple of these guys out at first. In the middle, those 2 guys that I shot with the shotgun. I like to make them get a little close together so I can just shoot them very rapidly and possibly get a couple of quick, easy kills when they're right next to each other. And for the most part, I like to stay here. Hell, mostly I like to stay here. And there's a painkiller over to the right. I actually did this level without using a painkiller, although yet again I lost footage and I had to restart. But I'm never going to abuse that, because whenever you go to another checkpoint, they give you the painkillers, but I think it is moderated. But in the last video I told you that the trophy for hardcore might not be popping up due to the fact that I'm not going through the campaign straight. Because I lost a lot of footage, and I'm not redoing very long sections just to get back to where I was in my campaign. So if you doubt whether I'm playing on hardcore, just look at how much damage I'm receiving, and if that's not good enough for you, I don't care. So here's the second checkpoint area. I like to take a couple of these guys out. Watch out for the guy on the right, because when you're shooting here, he could really nail you. But the best spot over here to stand is near the server room. So there's a nice kill right there. So what I do is like to roll, double tap the X button to roll over here, and then just get behind the glass and crouch. The bad thing about this is that they can throw grenades at you occasionally. It's not one of those things where it's grenades all the time like in Spec Ops: The Line, which is a very good game. There we go. See, here's a close call. So I had to go into the actual server room, and I honestly don't know how I survived that. I may have taken some damage, popped a painkiller, and now I'm going to crouch. And from this point right there, the enemies can shoot you from the right side. Also, I tried a lot of areas in this section. One time I went into the stairwell And then I got a cutscene where one of the enemies found the escort, the Dork, the quote-unquote Dork, and they shot him. So you can't go on the stairs and try to shoot the enemies from the stairs, or you will fail right away. So I took quite a lot of damage here, just to tell you the truth, but this is a very safe place because all of those partitions, they're all destructible objects, and if you stay behind them, they'll get shot up, and you won't have any single cover. But this is solid cover that you can depend on. And boy, this took me maybe 3 tries, but when I was doing it on hard mode, it took me 30 tries, 10 times as many tries. And it was 10 times as easier this time, and that just goes to show you the more you practice, the better the better you learn the game, the less you'll struggle. That's the way it is with every game. So took a chance here, got a nice headshot though. He deserved it. There is a painkiller over here, so I'm gonna grab some items. And since I realized that most of the enemies were wielding this particular weapon, I decided to drop the shotgun. See, all these enemies, they're carrying that automatic rifle. So I figured to myself, there's not enough shotgun ammo to be had, so I'm just going to pick up all of the weapons that these guys were using. And I will show you where the painkiller is. It's right over here, unless I grabbed it, but I don't think I did. No. Pretty certain I didn't. I made a beeline over to that server room. And don't worry, there's no time constraints or anything. There's the painkiller right there, so now I have 5 painkillers. There's the escort right there. You need to just go where he's going. And he's going to do his stuff. Now we're out here. And go into the unisex bathroom here and grab the painkiller.
I'm a self-righteous.
So now we got 6 painkillers.
But I'm not above embezzling office supplies.
And this part was, yet again, I keep harping on that, how it's so hard the first time, and then shoot the driver here. That's your best bet. Shoot the driver because he's got control of the car. And if you just shoot the car, look how badass this is. This is so fucking cool. Take all these guys out if you can. If you can't, don't worry about it. Land, use your bullet time, because those kills that you got in midair will count towards getting bullet time filled up in your meter. See how much I have right there? And I found a good spot over here just spontaneously. I did not do this my first campaign, and I thought to myself, you know what, let me back off a little bit. This works the same way once you get your checkpoint too. So there's a golden gun, and I decided to just use the good old hiding behind the cover trick, and having the reticule outside of the range of the enemy's fire so they can't shoot me. And we are going to be dealing with a heavy duty guy, and these guys appear periodically through the game, and pretty much they're just an enemy with a lot of HP. I don't think you need to do headshots on them, but that does take them out the quickest. Because they've got body armor on them, and I think if you just shoot a bunch of rounds into their stomach or something, they would go down. But you might as well just go for a headshot. What they do is they do a spray of fire, then they reload, and then in those lulls where they're reloading, that's your cue to move from cover to cover. And I had no idea how to do this. I thought you had to melee with the guy. First of all, I thought he was unkillable, but trust me, he's not unkillable. So there's another trademark move right there. The guy's not dead. Now he's dead though. He's a dead bitch, in fact. And now here comes the heavy duty sons of bitches right here. That one in particular. He's going to stay right there. And you could go all the way back to where I was before, but there's only 2 guys you need to dispense with here. So just take these 2 guys out real quick, and the cover behind which I'm standing will just get utterly destroyed. But I have this very powerful weapon, and I can just take this guy out. See how he reloads? That's the best chance for you to shoot him, and potentially not even use your bullet time if you don't have to. But see, just constant headshots. He loses his helmet, and then it's just like one more hit, and then he's dead. So that's that whole section. Once that's cleared, grab all the ammo you want to, and then we're going to be heading up to the elevator and discovering that we cannot get into Rodriguez's office. And don't worry, I'll never spoil anything about this game, because if I was watching this and didn't know anything and I heard a spoiler, I would be, immensely pissed off. Because this is a very heavily story-driven game, and it's not just a story. It's great writing by very intelligent and educated people. Oh, this here, I died so many times on hard mode until I figured this out. Once you grasp onto the rail, it's going to change perspective. See that? See how it does that? And you have to walk. You have to press the left analog stick in the 11 o'clock position. So press it diagonal up to go up the stairs. Otherwise, that thing that just almost hit me will fall on you, and you'll fail, and you'll have to keep doing it. It's really weird. It really is weird. So now we're going to lift this up, and unfortunately the Dork's going to get... he's already dead. This guy killed him, so we really can't have any remorse for this guy. So there's going to be one of these quick time events. Normally when I see these, it's just like such super easy shit that we're doing here. All you're doing is press R1 twice. So we've lost some guns, and we cannot do the bullet time. I don't think we can anyway. But stay behind cover, and we have a couple of foes across the way to take care of. And I think if you take too long, you can die of suffocation. But obviously these enemies don't seem to care about that. But you really should not be taking that long to kill these guys. It's just a couple of seconds and then they're gone. Look how fast this goes. Bam, he's dead. There's just no chance that you could suffocate here. You'd have to just leave the control down, go get a drink of water, and come back. It would take that long. Anyway, that's a inevitable little explosion scene right there. Don't worry. You notice our damage is pretty high up. That's just by default. One hit will kill you, so you cannot get hit by any gunfight up here. You cannot get hit by anything, or you'll just automatically die. I don't think the fire hits you. I think it's just an environmental effect that has no bearing on your health. So, there's only two confrontations here, and even if you get you probably could survive one minor shot if you get shot in the leg or something. That doesn't deal you too much damage. But if you get damaged via a shot in the the chest or the head, you're not going to survive. And now we're going to do a quick time event over here. It's nice to see the sparsity of quick time events in this game. And then just mount this or mantle over it, as the case may be, or as your lexicon might prefer to pronounce it. And then we're just going to walk out of the building. And there's another explosion scene right there. You don't take damage, it's just for effect. You walk slow by default as well. So now we're going to make our way over to this area, and he's gonna you don't have to press the crawl. You don't have to tap the button that you've mapped to the crawl button. And in very, very short order, we're going to be coming to the conclusion of this chapter, which was very brief and pretty easy. And the next chapter is one that I really love, where we start donning Hawaiian shirts and aviator sunglasses.